Hello, my name is Minzy, and this is my granddad's tie, and I'm here to talk about the UEFA Conference League first leg between FC Copenhagen 1, Chelsea 2. Um, well, we got there in the end, I think. I think that's the best way we can say it. Normally, I'd be smoking an electronic cigarette, but unfortunately, if I do, I'll get fined 2,000 dirhams, which is about £400, and I haven't got a spare £400 lying in my bank account, so I will gladly comply with the law. Okay, but back to the game itself. That first half was shocking. That was literally physically one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. I have got sleeping tablets because I've got insomnia. Let me tell you now, I actually fell asleep. Who needs sleeping tablets? You don't need pharmaceutical drugs anymore. You just need to sow the entire first half of Copenhagen versus Chelsea. That was awful. I think I can only remember a Cole Palmer half volley that went wide of the right hand post and a shot from one of the Copenhagen players that Sanchez kind of dealt with a little bit theatrically, but that first half was non-existent. It's one of those where Copenhagen played a lovely low block and, were just trying to spring us on the counter. And it was one of those where I said, okay, fine, if they're going to do that, just don't lose the game, don't concede silly free kicks, don't, make a silly mistake where you leave a player unmarked and a gets played over the top and they score a little smash and grab winner. Just don't lose the game. Just don't lose the game is what I said. So into the second half we go, and instead they surprise me by scoring a goal. Cucurella with a marauding run down the left. I think he was trying to cut it back for Tyreek George, who was placed slightly just in behind him. But then nobody saw Reece James's marauding run, and I thought he was going to smack it as hard as he can into the top right-hand corner, but instead he places it ever so beautifully, just caresses it with the side of his foot into the bottom left-hand corner, and it was a beautiful finish. 1-0 up, and then from that point onwards we were able to dictate the state of play. Then I have to say, Chelsea, as they inevitably do, they switch off. Glasson, he wasn't even marked. He was strolling. It looked like he just broke his fast. He just had some nice little Ramadan or something. He just broke. It looked like he was just breaking his fast. He didn't make a marauding run. He was just jogging, and nobody marked him. Shoots across the face of the goal. It hits the inside of the post. Normally they just hit the inside of the post and roll into the back of the net. How it rolled back into the grateful arm of Sanchez, I'll never know. But Chelsea certainly got away with one there, and then the comfortable cushion comes in. So again, they're playing this low block, just keeping it tight at the back. But then we press Cucurella, and then Kunku dispossess their right back, who I believe, I'm going to butcher his name. What is it called? Oh dear, oh dear. How do I pronounce that name? Gokuliashili? Oh God, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name there, sir. But anyway, they dispossessed you. He plays it into Tyreek George, and I have to say he's fast becoming one of my favourite players now. He really is truly one of our own. Lovely, lovely vision to pull it back to Enzo Fernandez. He sweeps the ball home to make it 2-0. I like him. I like Tyreek George. I hope he has more of a presence on our team, because he's the only one that actually wants to physically attack and wants to make marauding runs forward. He doesn't have this negativity about him. He's got this lovely agility. He's got this lovely pace about him. All in all, I admire him. He's actually doing fine. I said in the game against Brighton where we lost 2-1 in the FA Cup, the only one who actually wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck was Tyreek George, and he only played 5 minutes. You know, so I hope he gets more game time, and certainly with the number of injuries out to our squad, I think he has a good chance to lay a stake into the claim. But of course, it's Chelsea. We're not quite known for giving youngsters chance, but I do wish he has a good chance. I really do. So let's see what happens. And then, unfortunately, we couldn't keep that cushion, the 2-goal cushion, as a free kick late on around the 85th minute mark. Gets whipped in from the left, just a nice out-swinging ball. Lazy marking. Nobody picked up Pereira, who hasn't scored a goal for his club, but happens to score against Chelsea. Of course he does. Anyone who hasn't done anything for their club and needs to get something off their mark, just play Chelsea, man. You get your stuff. We'll give you zakah, we'll give you charity, you know, we'll increase your stat padding. Anywho, Pereira was just left unmarked at the back stick, and to his credit, puts a bullet of a header into the roof of the net that the goalkeeper couldn't have done anything about. And to be fair to Sanchez, who was our goalkeeper, I normally badger him and berate him, but I can't really have any complaints with the goalkeeper. For once, he was solid and just did what he had to do, and unfortunately he was beaten by a header that's just unsavable, really. So fair play to him. Chelsea got over the line just about in the first leg, but of course there's a second leg to come. I have tickets for that game, but sadly I'm on a night shift, so I've already given my ticket away. So enjoy the return leg. Hopefully we get the job done, but 2-1, it's one of those where we see a different side of Copenhagen. Will they end up saying, right, let's get rid of the handbook and let's go all guns blazing, because they'll have to come out and play. That's why I was saying, if you had kept a clean sheet, I think Copenhagen would have been just playing all-out attackers. Not necessarily all-out attack at Stamford Bridge, they couldn't have been sat back. They would have to come out and play, so hopefully Chelsea could have picked them off at certain moments. 2-1 makes it a little bit precarious, because whilst Copenhagen still needs to go out and win the game, they don't have to go out all guns blazing. They can still keep it tight, and then pick their moment when they need to. So it's very much in the balance. There's no such thing as away goals rule. You need is one goal, and it goes to extra time and penalties. So it's a precarious one. So we shall see what happens in the return leg. But before all of that is Leicester City in the Premier League. Hopefully, it has to be 3 points. I know Leicester City have been a bit of a thorn in Chelsea's side over the past couple of decades. Over the past decade, shall I say. But it's not the same Leicester, and they're on an awful run of form under Ruud van Nistelrooy. So we shall see what happens when they come to town. They'll have Jamie Vardy fit, of course, so he's going to cause us problems. But if I was given a set of 2 fixtures where Chelsea needed to fix up and just get their campaign running, I would rather have Southampton and Leicester City at home, just to calm things down and get the ball rolling, because they just need it. They're in an awful run of form, and they just need a couple of easy fixtures just to get their head round of things. It's the international break, I believe, next week anyway. No, it's not next week, it's the week after. So yeah, they just need to get hopefully 3 points against Leicester, go through against Copenhagen. We'll see what happens against, I think it's Arsenal that they're playing after that, if I'm not mistaken, and then we'll see what happens from that point onwards. But anywho, good 2-1 win. Let's see if we can beat Leicester this weekend, and then onwards and upwards, hopefully. I've got to say, this Premier League, I mean, the title has already gone to Liverpool. I've already said that they won the Premier League when they beat Manchester City 2-0 at Anfield. But from 3rd place all the way down to 8th, that there's 5 points separating them, is just crazy. I don't understand how that's happened. I don't understand how Chelsea are still in the mixture, considering they lost to Fulham, Ipswich, Aston Villa, Brighton, and they're still in the mix for a top 3 position is absolutely insane. But they're in the mix, they're in the picture, and we shall see what happens. But first things first, we need to get 3 points against Leicester, and then hopefully get through against Copenhagen. But until then, goodbye, good night, God bless, and I'll see you for the Leicester reaction. Au revoir.